This video is about working with Google Draw. When working with Google Draw, I like to make the sheet all one solid color so it doesn't have that grid on there. This grid here. So the first thing I do is go up to the T, the text box, click on it, and fill in the whole page. And then fill it in for now with some type of color. I'll go with a lighter one for now. I can always change it later. I always arrange it because this is actually a text box. So I arrange it to the back. And it won't let me. Alright, so we'll just make sure our objects we put on here are arranged so that we can see it, because this is more like the color of our background. Then for this one, you're working with something that's like an infographic, so you're going to go to Shape, choose one. I'm going to start with this one. Your cursor becomes a plus sign. Draw it out. Notice all these options you still have on the toolbar. You still have border dash to make things stand out, the width, and the color. You can fill in your shape. So I'm going to go here, and that thickness, you can always change it later. And there, makes it stand out a little bit. Then I'm going to put some text in here. My cursor is starting in the middle, so I have to change the alignment. So you come over here, click, and I'm going to say go up. And now my text cursor, which is that blinking vertical cursor, is up at the top, ready for some text. This, I'm going to work with some text in here. I'm going to put in this one. So this is the first text I'm putting in here. I'm going to highlight it, make it bold, make the font size a little bit bigger. That way it's seeable. Then, let's say I wanted a picture, an image to associate with this. I can need an R here. Yes, an R. I'll go to Insert, Image. I could search the web, but that filters funny a lot within Google. So I'm going to go right up to another tab, Green Entrepreneurship. Choose images. And find one I like. Drag it onto my file. These squares are the graphic anchors. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And even though that's pointing down, I think I'll choose a shape. I'll take some type of arrow. We'll say down arrow. Put it here. Okay, now I have to work with some of these objects. So let's see, I'm going to change the border of my arrow. I'll make it this for now in red. Maybe a little bit smaller. Oh. I turned it there, rotated it, didn't want to do that. I'm taking it there. Oh. Okay. That's right. Let's push this up a little bit. Do it like that a little bit. Okay, so now we know entrepreneurship, and the arrow is pointing down to here. I'm going to go to Arrange, Order, Make sure it's to the front. Border, bring this to the front. If at any time you can't see an object and you know you put it there, like right now that arrow is missing some of it. If you click on that object, order it, and bring it to the front, it will come back. It means it's in the back and you can't see it, so your background is actually taking over. Notice you still have tools and spelling in here, even though you're working with Google Draw. There's many shapes to work with. These all have arrows going off of them, so there's lots of things you can work with. It also has different line styles. You can scribble, which actually allows you to do free draw. You still have to think of your Web 2.0 visual skills when working, even though you are working in Google Draw.